thanks for tuning in today. Our church just recently finished a 21-day fast, and at the end, we had a wonderful night of worship. So today we're joined here with a few interns, and we're just going to talk about what our worship experience was like. So, we have here today Amber.
Hi.
Haley.
What's up?
Daniel Vaughn.
Hey.
And Joey D.
Hi.
And I, of course, am Whitney. So, our night of worship just happened recently, and it was a beautiful experience to see from my perspective and also for me to experience. So Amber had the pleasure of leading from stage. She was one of our worship singers that night, and I know she blessed me. I know it was a wonderful experience, but let's hear from her. Amber, how was your experience that night?
Yeah, it was great. It's, to say the least, it's humbling. It's a humbling experience. Just being up there and being able to watch people's worship experience from one row and one aisle to the next is pretty cool. It's cool to watch people get out of their seats and just praise our God. No matter if they're going through a really tough time or they're in a really great season of life, just to watch people surrender and give it all to the Lord is pretty cool.
That's awesome. So, Haley, I know this was your first night experiencing Night of Worship here at Relevant.
Yes.
What was that like for you? That had to be pretty cool.
It was I don't even know how to put it into words, honestly, but I wasn't expecting that. Like, I was expecting, like, just worship and be done, but there was so much emotion that was going through my body, and it was really incredible that I got to actually be in on that and be there with my friends and my small group. It was really cool.
Yeah. I remember I saw you that night, and I was like, your eyes were filled with tears, and I was like, oh my gosh, Haley, like, what's wrong? Like, I immediately wanted to, hug you. And then when you told me, no, like, these are good tears, I was like, yes, and I wanted to hug you even more.
Yeah.
So that was beautiful. That was awesome to see that for you. Now, our guys, they were on the production side. So we have Joey, who was in the sound booth. I know that was interesting to be able to be behind the scenes and literally see people worshiping, literally see people's arms being raised. Yeah. What was that like, Joey?
Yeah, so being back there, I mean, my attention was a little divided just because I was actually trying to accomplish something while I was also trying to enjoy worship at the same time. So I was manning the slides and the clicks for the band so that they'd be able to keep on time and everything. So just being able to sit up in a kind of a vantage point almost, I get to see over everybody. And so when I'm just seeing in the middle of a song, you see those breakthrough moments where someone they have a real connection with God, and they're really seeing their moments of worship. Hands are raised, they're just in reverence to God, and it was just awesome just to be able to see the multitude of people. Because I mean, we had 2 full services of people, and I got to see them from both vantage points. Just these people just abandoning all what anybody thought about them. They didn't care about anything else except for how much they were praising God in that moment. It was just really cool to see that.
Wow, thank you for sharing. And Daniel, man, you were on the camera. I'm not that great at taking pictures, but you are. You are very gifted at what you do. And being able to see worship through a lens has to be pretty cool. How was that experience for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great experience. And a lot like Joey was saying, though, your attention's kind of divided because, you're sitting there thinking, oh, okay, I need to change these settings on this camera to make it work just the way I want to do. The moment I wanted to capture in that specific thing. And then just being kind of spatially aware and looking for those moments and saying, it's not always some big massive moment of where you see that there's something clearly going on. It could be something small. You can see, say, a husband putting his arm around his wife and then just kind of worshiping. They're just in the moment together worshiping God. So it's not necessarily just about the focus on God. It's the focus on who am I here with? What we're getting to experience this together, and then just capturing those small little moments it was really cool. I enjoyed it a lot.
Wow, thanks, Daniel. So that night, we as interns, we have the privilege of being behind the scenes and actually helping make this worship experience happen for other people. And that night we had small group lunch, so I was doing that, and I was cleaning up, and it was almost time to go into the night of worship. It had started, the second service had started, and Julie grabbed me and she said, hey, you got to go in there. You have to experience this. And I was in there, and it was almost like nothing else mattered. Nothing that I had done before, just serving and putting in time, it was awesome. But all that was behind me, and I was able to just have that moment with God. And I think that's what worship is really about. It's really about you one-on-one connecting with God. So I know some people may have had some wonderful emotional moments, some breakthrough moments. I know Amber had mentioned that she had a breakthrough moment. Amber, what was that breakthrough moment? What was that like for you?
So I had kind of two breakthrough moments, if you will. One was in the song Ain't No Grave. There's a lyric that says, he rose up as a lion and set my captives free. And I rehearsed that song, you guys. Okay, very challenging song. I'm just going to be real with you.
You crushed it, though.
It is a 9-minute, I mean, thanks, but it is a 9-minute song. I had 2 weeks to practice it. So I listened to that song every single day, day in and day out, but I was more on the technical side of it, trying to get those parts right and things like that. And then in that first service, night of worship, it was like that lyric just hit me in the face. Like, he rose up as a lion and set my captives free. Like, we're free. We just have to surrender. We have to just let all our secrets out, let it all go, and surrender all of it. And that's why, Christ died. My other breakthrough moment was on that last song that Ashley sang. And the lyric that got me was, Jesus, you change everything. I've gone through a lot of change in the last year. I have moved from an apartment living alone to living with 2 roommates, which I never thought I wanted to do again. And I also moved my work. I moved locations within 4 weeks of each other. So I've never been someone who hated change, but also didn't expect to have that much change in my life within a few weeks. And I've through the fast felt like God was just telling me to trust him and to trust the process. And I think that to a certain extent sounds a little cliche. Like, we all know that we're supposed to trust the Lord. We all know that he has perfect timing and he has our best interests, and his will be done. But to really trust him in the changes that you really didn't want to see happen is a lot different. So Jesus, you change everything was just like, okay, God, you changed it. I'm trusting you, and I'm just trusting this process and this breakthrough in this season of life.
Yeah, Amber, I noticed a lot of people really had a very emotional reaction to that song. I thought it was amazing to see, and all the people react to it in the way they did through the lens. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Funny you should say that. So I also had a breakthrough moment, and there was a song, and it's called Here Again. I'm going to read you some of the lyrics that really spoke out to me. It was, I'm not enough unless you come. Will you meet me here again? 'Cause all I want is all you are. Will you meet me here again? At that time, I felt as if I really connected with God on a different level, and it's kind of hard for me to explain it and talk about it again, but there was just something that I felt deep inside of me where it was like I can really let go and actually be authentic and be real. And that's when I started weeping, and it was incredible. I really don't know how else to explain it, but it was really really special, and I'm gonna remember that.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that experience. And sometimes our worship experiences aren't meant to be put in words, and we can't, of course, we need to explain it now,
Yeah.
But for the most part, I'm glad you had that experience. Mm-hmm. So, guys, on a lighter note, what were your favorite songs? How about you, Daniel? What was your favorite song?
My favorite song is probably Here Again. I just had that one on repeat for a long time. It's such a good song. I love it. It's by Elevation Worship if you want to check it out. It's really good. I could listen to it all the time. It's just such a powerful song.
What about you, Joey? What's your favorite song?
I think overall it was probably Amber's performance of "Ain't No Grave," which it's a Bethel music cover, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, and she crushed it, and just like the tone of the song is really cool too. It's sort of like kind of folky, kind of bluesy, gospel almost.
Yeah, my grandmother used to sing that song when she was doing like gospel blues and stuff. She would sing it all the time. It was great. And so I told my parents that Amber was singing it, and they're just like, "What? That's an old song." And I'm like, "Yeah, it was a Bethel music cover." So
That's cool.
But like even on top of that, I mean, you just other than just enjoying the song itself, like I mean, the content of it's real good. It's just like really realizing the significance of Christ's death and resurrection. If death can't hold him down, and he has nothing, or he had nothing to fear through death, then why do we? So it's really encouraging just to have bold faith and just let go and just let Jesus take the reins on your life. So.
Yeah. What about you, Amber? What was your favorite song?
So I think I did like "Ain't No Grave." I really liked the lyrics and the content behind it. But I think the mashup song between "Holy Ground" and "Surrounded" probably was even more so my favorite. Just because of how the lyrics kind of hit me square in the face that night. And just, I don't know, just being reminded, like, being up there on the stage and being told, like, you performed really well. Joey, not to call you out or anything, but
but you totally did.
But I'm calling you out. I just, through every song, before I sing, especially before I lead, I have started saying, Jesus, you're the king, I am the vessel. You're the king, I am the vessel. So no matter what the song is, no matter if I'm leading it or I'm just a background vocal, just knowing that I'm the vessel in that.
I'm not sure if this is the name of the song, but I like Jesus, You Change Everything. That is my all-time favorite. I was literally waiting for that song to play because I feel like that is the heart of my worship. My knees bowing to the ground, everything, you change everything. Everything in my life is better because of God. Like nothing, I'm not that good. I tell people all the time, I'm not that smart. God is smart, and when he speaks through me, it's him, and I'm just thankful. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Please remember to subscribe to our podcast and make sure that you look forward to our next one. This is Lead Now, and this was our Night of Worship experience.